My mom never was good at making decisions. I always felt like my sister and I were the more mature ones. When I was younger, I spent most of my time moving around. It seemed as if every other month we'd be getting another eviction notice. When I was in second grade, my parents separated. My mom and my sister and I all moved in with my grandparents and slept in the living room. My mom got a job and told my sister and I that we would be moving out soon and get our own rooms finally. That always seemed to fail no matter how much we wanted to believe it. By the time my mom met her next boyfriend Rob, I was in 7th grade and we had been living with my grandparents all this time. We finally moved out into a house with him, and my mom soon got pregnant with my little sister. They were together long enough for her to get pregnant and have my sister, but as soon as she was born, he was gone. When they separated, we went back to my grandparents' house after my mom could no longer afford the rent. Every day it seemed like something new would happen with my mom. She always had guys hanging around, and yes, I did hate them all. She met this guy named Dennis, and he was great. He seemed to be different than the rest. We all moved into this apartment right after my 8th grade year. My mom never made rules for me and my sister. We did as we pleased, and all of our friends thought that it was so cool that they would let us do what we wanted. But as I got older, it wasn't as cool as it seemed. I missed a lot of school just because I simply did not want to go, and that didn't make my grades very good. I was on my way to a life full of disappointment and regret until the day I made the hardest decision of my life. I knew it was time to say goodbye to everything that any teenager would want. I made this decision one night when I heard my mom telling Dennis that they were behind on bills, and I knew exactly what that meant. We would be moving soon. It made me so frustrated that my mom was going to put me and my sisters through this again. The next day after school, I walked over to my dad's house because I was so mad that my mom would do this to us. When I got there, everything seemed so peaceful, unlike my house. My brothers were doing their homework and getting help from my stepmom, Misty. They weren't allowed to do anything until their homework was done. For some odd reason, I wanted that so bad. I wanted to be told what to do. I wanted to have someone there to guide me and tell me when I was messing up. I guess I just wanted a normal life, and I knew I couldn't do that at my mom's house. I told my dad that I was moving in, and I could tell he was shocked, and I don't think he believed me at first. When he took me home that night, I told my mom my news, and although I knew she was upset, I could tell that she knew it was a better place for me to live. That night, I packed up all my stuff and put it in the living room so that when my dad picked me up after school, I would just have to load it into the back of the truck. I think that it is safe to say that most teenagers wouldn't give up a life full of freedom for anything. I know that the decision I made was the best thing that has ever happened to me. Every day was a battle trying to change my ways and get used to not being able to do what I want. There was many times I wanted to go running back to my mom so I could go out with my friends because my dad had said no. Even if I tried, I know my dad wouldn't have let me because I know that he was happy that I was living there because he saw the difference in my grades and outlook on life. I knew I didn't want to have to live like my mom, and maybe that's why I decided to move in with my dad. I believe in learning from your mistakes and the mistakes of others. Lucky for me, I have the two most encouraging people by my side to help me with my everyday decisions. I know that at this point in life, if I was still living with my mother, I wouldn't be graduating or have a job. My dad and stepmom have taught me so much about life, and they are right about most of the things I say they're wrong about. When I moved in with my dad, I changed my friends too, and it made it such a huge difference in my life. I have learned what not to do from my mom. I want to make something out of myself so that my kids will have stable lives. I promise myself that I will achieve any goals that I make for myself, no matter how impossible they seem to be. I have made it this far. There's no way I'm letting anything get in the way now. This, I believe.